Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is Sunday, August 18th, and just going to take a quick look at the week that was and also take a look a week ahead, see what we can see coming down the pike here. So it's been pretty crazy. We had a crazy week last week. Obviously, we had the market up 300, we had the market down 800. Market was all over the place last week. Pretty difficult environment to swing trade in, a little bit more challenging than normal. So we just got to ride this one out. And we've got a lot of cross currents going on, to be honest. I mean, we've got economies slowing down around the world, Europe, Japan, China, and in the US, the economy still seems to be rolling along. But I don't think they can continue to do well where the rest of the world is kind of rolling over here. So on the other hand, you've got the Fed that's going to try to keep this economy going. You've got, political interests that want to see the market continue to stay on track and go higher, try to light a fire under this thing for the next 9 months, year. So I just think that there's going to be a lot of back and forth on this, and we're just going to have days where we're going to be up 300 one day and down 400 the next. It's going to be more volatile, I think, until we break cleanly one way to another, and it's going to be hard to even tell when that'll happen. If you go by the last week. Anyway, let's just take a look at the way things was last week. See the Dow and the Nasdaq and the S&P all ended on a positive note here. We do have some earnings coming up this week. We've got retailers, Home Depot and Lowe's. I believe we also have Nordstrom's, Foot Locker. So we got a number of retail stocks that are reporting this week, as well as some technologies. It's a lighter week. It's only about 60 companies reporting, so lighter than what we have been experiencing over the last couple of weeks. So let's take a look at the yields on the 10-year. Just literally just fell out of bed. Rolled over, and you can see here super extended to the downside. But if you look at this on a monthly basis, let's take a quick look at that. You can see here we have been down at these levels before, but we've pretty much held around these levels. So I would expect to see a bit of a bounce here. I just don't see how this can be sustained, and there's some pretty strong levels. So TBT could be the way to play this bounce. TLT has been the way to play this going down, and TBT, TB like Bob, would be a way to play this going back up. Let's just take a quick look at that. This is the short the Treasury. So you can kind of see here we maybe put in a bit of a bottom. 2371 went out today. Could be up for at least a gap fill at 2450. So I'll be looking at that on Monday, possible trade. Let's get back to the indexes here. Let's take a look at the Dow weekly. You can see here we kind of held a level of support from back here, sort of around this level here. We held this level significantly off the lows of the week and did it on relatively decent volume. I think we're going to be, barring any kind of weird tweet or any negative news over the evening here into the morning, I think we're probably going to end up opening higher and may head back up here. But we're in an area of congestion, I think, where we're just going to probably chop for the reason I mentioned. There's just cross currents of good news and bad news. Again, you can see on the IWM, the small caps, we came right back to this level and bounced right off it on the week. So that looks like it's going to hold there. Let's see what happened on the daily. Yeah, you can see here on Thursday we sold off, held that 145 level back up to 148 on Friday. We could, easily head back to 150. It's a 200-day moving average, maybe 152 if we get a strong open. The Qs on the weekly, again, this is an indecision candle for the week. It just didn't seem to give an indication as to where it's going either way. But Qs have been strong. You can see here this is double top, and it held that level on the week. So Qs could be the one that could really perform next week. So keep an eye on technology. Again, spiders, the SPY, S&P 500 looks pretty good too here. Again, we could head back up if we get a strong open on Monday. The dollar has been, over the week, it opened higher and went lower, but it's still been strong because, it's probably the best looking house in the neighborhood right now. All the other currencies are, they're not doing as well. The pound worries about Brexit. The euro economy slowing. Japan, same thing. So again, people like in the US dollar. You can see here the VIX on the daily just all over the place. On the week we were under 18, over 24. Just crazy price action depending on which day you were involved in it. Let's take a look at the actives. I only have one active thing right now, actually, and it's gold. Gold's looking really super extended here. And I just have a little bit left because I took most of it off. You can see here it's been pulling back. People have been asking me, emailing me, why is gold pulling back? Nugget's pulling back while gold is going higher. Well, Nugget is our miners. They're companies. They're not the underlying asset, so you can still have the underlying asset going up and the actual mining stocks going down. And it's a bit of an anomaly. You don't usually see that, but it can happen, and it has been happening over the last week or so. But we did get involved here around just over 34 and sold up here around 38, 39, and pretty happy with that trade. So again, I'll be looking for this one. It looks like it's maybe going to hold 34. Just going to hold on to my position, and if we get back to around 34, it looks like it's going to break lower, I'll get out of it. What I have left, which isn't a lot right now. I think we're just, we may end up, consolidating in this level here. Let's take a look at what we got on watch. BABA had a strong week. I think came out with some earnings, and and then Friday was a good day, so we had a strong move up on BABA. So I'm not, I was watching that, but I never took an entry on it, unfortunately. The Chinese internet stocks did well on Friday, probably on the BABA news. I'm looking at LABU. I think it may have get some legs here. It's found this bottom from back in May of 2019, and now we may be getting a bit of a bounce here if we get some, as long as we don't get any crazy news. So I'll be looking at LABU. Silver, again, I think it's a little toppy here. Square and PayPal. Square's, kind of held this level here, 61, 62-ish, 61.50. Might be an interesting play if we get some decent moves on Monday. T, I've been liking T. I've been watching it. I did get a bit of it on a pullback. It's in a long-term account. I did not send that out in an email, so I think I grabbed it when I was on the road. I just decided it was time to jump into it. But I have been watching it for some time. As if you've been watching this videos, you'll know it's been on my list of things. It's got a good dividend, 6%, so I think it'll do well in good times and bad times. If we do get a sell-off day, I may look to add to the position if we do get a pullback on it. I missed this reversal on UNG. Looks it's pretty choppy though, and does look a little toppy here. So I'm not sure which way it's going to go. So I'm not going to trade it. USO looks like we got some bottoming action here on energy. Although if the economies are slowing, oil consumption is pretty dependent on economic activity. So if economic activity is dropping, I'm not sure that the price of oils really has any big moves in it. In fact, at this point it kind of looks choppy. If it can break out above 1150, this could be some prior levels of resistance here. So if it can break out about 1150, it might be good for a run back up to 12. 50 moving average is kind of curling up here. So we'll just keep an eye on that one, but I'll set an alert for over 1150, and if it gets triggered, I'll have another look at it. So let's see, that's about it. I do like maybe LABU, and let's just quickly see XLV here. This is a healthcare. Again, it kind of looks like maybe we might be getting, we could get a bit of a breakout here if we get some good market action on Monday. So, like I said, LABU or XLV maybe. All right, well, that's it, everybody. This is my book, How to Swing Trade, on Amazon. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's there. You can grab that copy, and if everyone, hopefully everyone will be in the Bearable Trading Room, day trading room in the morning. We'll look forward to seeing you all there. If you join us, we're also on YouTube Live for the pre-market show with Carlos, Norm, or Peter leading that, going through our watch lists. Have a good rest of the evening, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hope you all have a good week. Talk to you later. Bye for now.